Welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about some of my tips for new writers. But before you get started, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel down below. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that I wish I had known when I was first starting out writing. And the very first thing is ideas. Ideas can't be copyrighted. You don't have to worry so much about people stealing your ideas. Honestly, if you look at books out there, a lot of them are just the same ideas with their own unique twists to them, their own unique perspectives. Focus more on how you can make something yours, how you can make an idea uniquely you, rather than worrying about someone else taking your idea. Because chances are, after you publish it, there's probably going to be other people that go, that's a good idea, I'm going to write my own idea that's similar to this. You don't have to worry too much about it. Second thing, book titles. A lot of people I've noticed are worried about having the same book title, which it's okay to want a unique book title for searchability purposes, but you don't really need to worry so much about it if you're worried about like copywriting purposes. Just like with ideas, you can't copyright a title. Keep in mind, I am no legal expert, so please do double check your facts on these things that I'm saying in the video. Thanks. You don't really need to worry about the titles. Series titles, however, you do need to double check because those, while they cannot be copyrighted, can be trademarked. So you can get into hot water if you pick a series name and it's already connected with a popular series because there's a chance they may have trademarked it. Next thing I want to talk about is deadlines. Now, this is just me personally. I would say maybe for me, setting too strict of a deadline ended up being a really, really bad thing. If deadlines are really motivating for you, I say go for it. But you might want to set like a very lenient or flexible deadline. Probably don't be like me and set up an AnimeCon booth when the book still isn't fully done and edited. Just a thought. Totally not speaking from personal experience. All right, next one I want to talk about is prescriptive advice. You don't need to take and worry so much about prescriptive advice. What do I mean by this? Prescriptive advice is when someone tries to prescribe you something that may not work for you. Just like with medicine, you don't want to take someone else's prescription. What someone gives you might be something that worked for them. It might not be something that works for you. For example, the common one that I see is write every day. I don't do this. I've produced several books and I do not do this. I write pretty sporadically. I have issues with focusing, and when I do focus, I'm usually hyper-focused. I write whenever I have that focus, and I try to force myself to write occasionally. Usually what really works for me is just doing live streams and stuff or having an accountability buddy. But find what works for you. Could be weekends, could be weekdays, whatever. Next thing I want to talk about is publishing. Be very, very careful if you do go the self-publishing route of vanity presses. A lot of them are charging you a ton of money and they're not really giving you anything. There are plenty of bits of information out there on how to do the self-publishing. You don't have to hire a vanity press, and a lot of them are a total ripoff. Like, my books probably cost maybe between $1,000 and $2,000 to produce, and a lot of these vanity presses charge even more, and they're not really doing any marketing or anything for you. I would say probably try to avoid those vanity presses. Not a good idea if you do go the self-publishing route. If you want good advice on self-publishing and tips, my favorite resource is this Facebook group called 20 Books to 50K, which I am currently in. So go ahead and check that out if you are looking into self-publishing. Or heck, if you just want to know more about publishing in general. And the last thing I want to talk about, when you're first starting out writing, you're probably not going to be aware of how good or how bad you are. So try to get an outside perspective on your writing. Ideally, someone you trust, someone who does a lot of reading, specifically in the genre that you're writing. So it could be another writer, it could be just another reader, maybe not a friend, because a friend's probably going to be a little bit biased. Friends and family members are biased. Try to get a non-biased party to look at your work if you really want to get an idea of what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. You can Also, look for some of the most common issues with new writers. The main ones I see are usually show don't tell, meaning that you're not really giving that internal thought, you're not giving that physical expression when it comes to emotions. You're telling the reader they were angry or sad. So I would recommend maybe checking out some show don't tell videos if you do find that that's an issue with your writing. The other common ones that I really see is having a lot of fluff, or the opposite like me, which is like white room syndrome, where you're not giving enough description. So those are a couple of things you might want to be cautious of when you're writing your first work if you're a new writer. Be cautious of things like white room syndrome, not enough description, things like not having enough physical description and internal dialogue, and not having consistent character arcs and character development, which is something that I am personally still working on. I hope this was helpful for you. That's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel down below, and let me know what are some things that you wish you knew when you first started writing. All right, thanks. Bye.